Hello there. So today I'm going to be looking some updates in relation to UK employment law that we expect to come into effect in 2025. Now, as a business owner or leader, these changes will be impacting you. So let's have a look at what we've got coming up. So first up is the Employment Rights Bill. So this bill was introduced to Parliament in October 2024, and it aims to modernise the legislative framework for employment rights. There's some key changes in this bill, which I've got on the slide. First up, we've got unfair dismissal. So this will be protecting from dismissal effective day one of employment rather than after 2 years as we have now. Now, this means you're going to need to be more diligent from the very start of your employee service. So have a think about your processes and training on that. 0 hour contracts. Now, there's been a lot of conversation on this, but this is basically looking at guaranteeing permanent hours after a 12-week qualifying period. They'll also be entitled to reasonable notice of shift changes or cancellations. And if they don't get that, then they'll have a right to payment. So you're going to have to be on top of your planning, communication, but also possibly budgeting around that. Now, flexible working, the aim of the bill is this will become the default. So businesses will need to provide a valid reason in writing if they refuse a request. Again, you're going to need to be prepared to accommodate these flexible working arrangements, perhaps in your business, understand where that might not be appropriate, and have your processes all aligned. Statutory sick pay will be also a day one right, and the lower earnings limit will be removed. So you're going to need to be prepared to manage this responsibility as well as budget for that additional cost. Now, thinking about parental and bereavement rights, these are enhanced rights for parents and those experiencing bereavement, and that will be, excuse me, established, and you'll need to make sure your policies are in line with the new requirements. So, a little bit of work that you're going to need to do to keep your ear to the ground and focused on the changes coming up. Now, this bill is currently working its way through Parliament and consultation. It's still in the House of Commons part of the process. So there's no implementation dates. We don't have all the details of how it will be introduced, but once we know, we'll keep you updated with further information. So let's have a look at the changes from April of 2025, and in particular, national insurance contributions, because this is going to affect many, if not all, businesses. So the secondary threshold for contributions will be reduced from 9,100 to £5,000 every year. This means that you're going to start paying contributions sooner. Now, secondary class 1 contribution rate will increase from 13.8% to 15%. It's been all over the media. I'm sure you've budgeted for that or looked at what the cost implications are, but that's something you're going to need to get on top of quickly. The employment allowance will increase from £5,000 to £10,500 to provide some element of help for small businesses, but it's not going to cover all of the increased costs. And from April, we've also got the national living wage. So it's £12.21 per hour for 21-year-olds, £10 an hour for 18 to 20-year-olds, and then £7.55 for 16 and 17-year-olds. So you need to plan those changes as well. So there's some additional costs here. Now, finally, we've got the Neonatal Care Leave and Pay Act coming in April. This introduces a new statutory entitlement for parents of babies that require neonatal care. Now, parents will be entitled to up to 12 weeks of leave and pay if their baby requires neonatal care for a continuous period of 7 days or more. Now, you're going to need to be prepared to manage this new leave because it's a wee bit different than what we've had before. Yes, it'll be for a small group of people, but you still need to make sure you follow the right process. So the leave will be available from day one of employment, but in order to receive the pay, employees will need to have 26 weeks of service and earn above the threshold. So pay won't be automatic. Make sure that your policies are all up to date as a result and your managers know what they need to do. So that's it in relation to this year's changes through 2025. We'll keep you up to date of any further changes as they come through or updates to what we've already mentioned, those particular details that we're missing yet, to help keep you up to date so you can prepare. If you need any further information, I've got questions, you're not too sure what something means, drop me a comment or get in touch directly through one of the means on the screen. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.